Good morning, and welcome to Lesson 1, Part 9. I'm not trying to do jazz hands, I assure you. Okay. So, during the last video, I promised you that the next 3 videos would answer the musical question, then what is an assumptive, rhetorical, mantra-empowered contemplative question? And that's exactly what we're going to explore right now. We're going to explore the first part of that. What is an assumptive question? So, the best way I can illustrate assumptions is by recounting a somewhat embarrassing story from my youth. I think it was about 5th grade when all the guys were just discovering girls, and I had a crush on a girl named Terry Fink, and it wasn't because we had great rapport. I didn't know the girl, didn't speak to her. I knew her from afar. She was pretty, and just kind of thought it'd be fun to get to know her, and but I couldn't make the approach. I mean, if I had tried to talk to her, she'd be polite, bless her heart, but she had no real desire to get to know me. Do bear in mind, this is 6th grade. I might have said 5th grade, I meant 6th grade. And so every day, I would come home and lamenting, why doesn't Terry Fink love me? And that was dangerous because the question was basically the vocalization of assumption that Terry Fink didn't love me. So no matter how I answered the question, verbally, silently, consciously, unconsciously, however I answered that question, I was reinforcing the assumption that Terry Fink didn't love me. And so of course that just made me feel much worse. Now, it's fun to play with the idea. It's fun to explore the possibility that our minds can have various mechanisms, and that one mechanism in our mind could exist solely to answer questions. What if there was that type of mechanism that didn't care if its answers were accurate, inaccurate, rational, or ludicrous? It just lived for the questions. And it just fired off answers. Once again, accurate, inaccurate, rational, ludicrous, just firing off the questions. Well, we can use that mechanism to answer assumptive questions that are deliberately designed to create and reinforce and strengthen something my teachers used to call Dharma realizations. Now, let's turn to today's portion of the practice text. If you're really smart, you've already done this. If this is your first time, it's not a question of intelligence. If this is your first time watching my videos, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Below this video is a link for you to download a free PDF, the latest version of the first quarter practice texts. Or in other words, the workbook all my students use during the first quarter of their training. If you're already one of my students, or if you've already been watching my videos for a while, do yourself a favor and download the latest version of this PDF at least once a week, because it's always changing. Turn with me now to page 4 of the first quarter lesson texts. And of course, if you haven't downloaded it, pause the video, download it now. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so you're with me on page 4. At the top it says Lama Rim's intellectual path to a Buddha's spiritual mastery. Below that there's a link. Every time you see a link, that's a video commentary. Pretty cool, huh? Below that it says wisdom training, verbal. Below that it says contrived concentration. And now we come to the actual exercise. To the left you say in-breath and in-tone. Those are the contemplative notations we've already discussed in a prior link. And to the right we see the actual question. Where is this crown Om wheel? So, what are the assumptions present in this question? The first one is we all have a crown. The second one is that we all have a wheel on our crown. Now, wheel in Sanskrit is chakra, or energy center. And in the Buddhist tantric tradition, we always play with the idea that the wheels are perpendicular to our central channel. So if we're sitting upright and proper, the crown wheel will be parallel to the earth. It'll be flat. And it'll be about the size of a thumbnail or a dime, something like that. And the third assumption is that there's an Om in the center of this wheel, a little syllable Om. And so here's a cool thing. Where is this crown Om wheel? Just by asking this question, we are creating the cause for us to feel more and more comfortable with the idea or the possibility that there is a syllable Om in the center of the chakra at the top of our crown. Now, there's a way to play with this question that's non-productive. There's a way to play with this question that works very, very well. It's the rhetorical factor, and we'll explore that in the next video commentary. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Before you go, just want to remind you to click the subscribe button, and after you click it, pull your cursor away, and then touch it back, hover back over the button, and you'll get 2 boxes will appear. If you check the bottom one, it'll give you a chance to receive email notifications every time I put up a new video, and I recommend you do that. May you, until next we speak, Om Mani Padme Hum. Oh, in passing, the Thursday series of weekly webinars begins September 6th. Use the link below, and I'll see you there.